Welcome to the vlog. As times are changing, we are kind of evolving to this new era of, really good smartphone cameras and AI starting to be a thing. And as it's growing, it's becoming more and more of a thing. If you guys are paying any attention to what's happening, AI is getting really, really good. And even though we could still tell the difference because we're video professionals, the average folk don't. And I don't know about you, but if you ever come across a TikTok or an Instagram reel or even on YouTube Shorts, you see these videos and then you realize, hey, this is AI. Either the video was made with AI or the video compiled other videos together and then created a storyline that was completely fake. But regardless, it was made by AI. And I see them all the time and I'm just like, what the heck, man? And you see everybody in the comments like identifying with the story or commenting like if it was a real video. And I'm like, man, people don't see it yet. And the technology is only getting better. So that's obvious. That's for like that's like for a podcast or something. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing it up on this video is because we're trying to figure out different packages to kind of figure out what we can do for businesses around town that can't afford the biggest packages. So if you wonder what we're doing, we're kind of running like a little experiment. And the experiment basically is offering different packages. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments about this idea, but just offering a lower tier package and then just differentiating the products. Even though the work is different for us, sometimes clients can't tell the difference. So let's see how this comes out. We're shooting an S Anytone and let's see where it goes. One of the discussions that we were kind of having was, especially in a small town like ours, what if clients kind of see, hey, Storyking made this for client A for, $10,000-$15,000, and then Storyking made this for client B, and they made this for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and all they notice is the images, and that was kind of our premise for the discussion. And in my mind, it's like I don't want to devalue the product. In other words, if we're putting out a certain product, a certain quality of video, I would hate to see the client devalue the product. And Josh and I have had conversations going back and forth. So we've definitely not settled on anything. We just know that we need to keep working. And we know there's also a lot of businesses that are not paying for the brand promos and the brand films that we've been making, which are, our larger packages, right? And then when we're talking about the commercials that we're trying to get into, those are also larger packages that, direct to client, the client comes directly to us. We're not going to get a lot of clients that are wanting, commercials like that. We can try to upsell them into that. We can pitch them a commercial like that. But usually those kind of projects go out to an advertising agency, and then the agency will contact, folks like us. But when you're going direct to business, they're usually wanting a brand promo. And if they can't afford a brand promo, what can they afford? And that's what we're trying to fill out is, okay, now we're at where we're at. And we have the gear that we have and the experience that we have, the crew that we have. What can we offer clients that will be cost effective? But as I've said before, and I say in other videos, what we don't want to do is we don't want to price super low and just to keep us working, and then we get into this kind of bidding war where it's a race to the bottom, who can charge the least. We don't want to do that, because then that's how we sabotage ourselves in our own industry. So what we want to do is we still want to be competitive in our pricing, offering a good product, an end product, but still it be feasible for all of us to be working. So we're talking about, Josh and I are kind of talking about, well, what kind of packages can we provide? And one of the things we were talking about was, well, what if we just kind of throw it in S Cinetone, and we're able to kind of be more intentional with our shots, in the sense of, minimal editing. So it's like you drop it in the editor, you slap on, well, not even slap on a LUT. It's already got a Cinetone. You just cut the ends off, and boom, you lift the cut, and it's ready to export. Stuff like that we're toying with. And so
your wife will do that. I will see you in jail then. Thank you.
So I will see you in jail.
Same thing is.
I had to just leave that one in there because that was too funny. We're just like, we'll just talk about anything. Just, we're not going to hear any audio. Just we want to see your lips move and just say anything. So he said something arbitrary, and she was like, "Okay, well, I'll see you in jail then." I couldn't help it. Anyway, yeah, I want to hear you guys chime in about, what would you do for something that's, relatively low cost and effective for, local businesses, somewhere around $1,000 to $2,000. That's worth your while going in there, kind of shooting some clips, even some talking head videos where it's like, I could just hold this on the gimbal, stay still. You put on this Rode Go mic or whatever it is. So we're not really messing with audio in post, and then just kind of clipping it and sending it to them, almost like social clips, but they can also be used on the website, stuff like that, where it's like we're in and out within an hour and a half, 2 hours, minimal time in editing. I'd love to hear your opinion on that, and maybe what would you charge, or if not, what would you charge? Do you think it's worth your while? Something like that, because, we're talking about day rates, and honestly, if this is something that, just say we were to go in there and do one man in one day. Now, I know that I'm here accompanying Josh with some of these shoots and lighting them and everything like that, but what we're trying to do is formulate, stuff that one guy can go out and do. You may bring a light, you may not need a light, whatnot, but we're just trying to figure out, because and the reason why I'm asking is because we're in a new era. We're also in a new day and age where inflation is a thing and eggs are $1 million. So we're trying to figure out all of this as we go, and we've figured it out before, but we're constantly having to reinvent the pricing. We're constantly having to reinvent what we can do, and as I have shared or will share in another vlog, there are also new tools that we can bring out, like the Osmo Pocket 3 that I'm filming this vlog on, can be used for some of these things that are, quick, relatively cheap, and can be done with minimal gear, meaning this little Osmo Pocket can shoot it. It looks good. It's shot in log. You could put a LUT on there and it looks great. So, yeah, would love to hear you guys chime in about that. But anyway, as we're finishing up here, love to comment on this one. She was actually looking off to the right because she had written it out on a piece of paper and she couldn't remember it. So she ended up looking towards the side. Everyone else is looking at the camera. And I think that was kind of a bad move, because everybody else in their videos are going to be looking directly to camera, kind of going off the cuff. And that one lady is going to be looking off to the side. So, it could have went either way, but this company was really on point. We told them we're going to be there for only about an hour and a half or something like that. Of course, we extended it, as a courtesy. We stayed there a few more minutes longer, but they were really on the ball. The coordinator who was coordinating this video shoot and who works there, he was like, he got everybody. You're going to say these things, so try to remember them the best that you can, or the bullet points. We're gonna do this. So he kind of basically acted as the producer, and he ran a tight ship. Made sure everybody was where they needed to be at that time, and they got a lot of content out of that short amount of time. So anyway, that would be an ideal client to work with if you're going to do stuff like this. That's all I got for this one. Love to hear your thoughts. I'll see you on the next one.